Welcome back. We're committed to keeping you empowered and informed about what's going on in our state. And so every Sunday, our News 5 team brings you a review of stories that have happened in the past week and a preview of what's to come in the week ahead. Here's Rob Quirk.
One of the key developments in the ongoing pandemic fight locally this week, El Paso County Health reworked its COVID data dashboard to include fewer data points and will be updated weekly rather than daily. What used to be nearly a dozen pages, now down to just 4. That's a summary page, hospitalizations, deaths, and vaccination status. And the latest numbers show we're in much better shape when it comes to cases and hospitalizations in the county. The state health department shutting down about a third of their mass COVID testing sites now by the end of this month, including the ones in Colorado Springs, Lamar, and Rocky Ford. Nationally, the CDC reports the new BA.2 Omicron subvariant now accounts for about 75% of the new cases across the country. That's up from 55% just 2 weeks ago. CDC says there is no cause for alarm. Indications show it is not more severe than original Omicron. Worldwide, the WHO has detected another subvariant of BA.1 and BA.2. This is in the United Kingdom, potentially more transmissible. And China has apparently detected 2 other separate subvariants of COVID as research continues. The White House this week initiated a long COVID task force to lay out existing government services for people who are struggling with symptoms over a long haul and a plan for further research needs, including speeding up the current $150 billion NIH research study to enroll 40,000 Americans to track symptoms and solutions. The Veterans Administration, by the way, already in the midst of a long COVID study, and its findings will be a key to this new research as part of that task force. CDC and the NIH plan to make announcements on their final strategy in the next 4 months. The White House also announced this week that the deadline to begin repayments of student loans has been extended again to August 31st now, to try and lessen the financial burden due to the pandemic. But experts are advising all who owe money on those federal loans, get a plan together now. Start budgeting for that restart. And more congressional red tape on future COVID funding. Early in the week, a tentative deal was struck by Republicans and Democrats on a $10 billion funding plan. But some GOP senators have now attached an immigration reform amendment to that bill, which has all but killed it. For the Weekend Review, I'm Rob Quirk.
And here's a look at what's coming up this week on News 5. Alabama is one of only a handful of states to reach all 10 benchmarks by the National Institute for Early Education Research at Rutgers University. It's an organization that ranks state preschool programs every year. Alabama is the only state to meet the standards 15 years in a row. So what's the key to their success? We'll have the answers for you Monday. On Tuesday, our Patrick Nelson has a warning about auction scams. Victims are bidding on large items like RVs and boats on fake auction websites. They pay the money and that big ticket item never shows up. Patrick will talk about what to consider before you ever make a bid. Also on Tuesday, a new study shows the pandemic magnified health problems for children who are deaf or hard of hearing and their families. In our Two Americas reports, we'll explain how it impacted their ability to access health care for hearing issues. And our Die-In Derby will be joining the students at Vista Ridge High School in Colorado Springs as they get to pick from nearly 300 dresses you helped donate. A teacher partnered with a local boutique to make it all happen, and it's a story that is positively Colorado. That's just some of what's coming up this week on News 5.